What's up, everybody? Lewis here from Higher Self Integration. It's awesome to have you on the channel. This channel is all about growth, personal development, spirituality or philosophy, whatever you want to call it, and overall integrating that higher long-term voice that has your long-term goals, best interest at heart versus your short-term comfortable patterns that keep perpetuating and keeping you from living your best version. I know I've been there, no judgment, no shame. So, attraction, God. Physical attraction, sexual attraction, emotional attraction, the law of attraction. Especially when you start getting into this law of attraction stuff, you kind of question, why do I keep attracting somebody like this in my life, somebody like that in my life, or these kind of really toxic job situations? Or as we get older, especially, we start to, if we're paying a little bit of attention, see our patterns repeat themselves over and over. Why do I keep attracting somebody who is emotionally unavailable? Why do I keep attracting somebody who is terrible at managing their money? And what is it? We're gonna get into that. So anyways, if you enjoy this video, please like it, share it around, subscribe to the channel. It helps a ton, and it helps give YouTube some feedback that, hey, we're gonna move this person up the algorithm into more people's search results so that more people can reach this kind of content. So thank you in advance. Anywho, attraction. Yeah, well, what does it literally mean? If you want to break it down, attraction, think of a magnet and the positive and the negative sides. And they are opposite, but they get drawn together. Now, when it comes to the law of attraction, at least out of my 7 years of practicing it and seeing what kind of works and what doesn't work, I learned this core foundational truth about it that says we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. Okay. In the beginning of so many people's law of attraction journey, it's so often about, I want to attract $1 million. I want to attract a dream job, a dream boyfriend, a dream partner. And why do I not, why isn't it magnetized to my doorstep yet on a golden platter? What am I doing wrong? Oh no, the law of attraction just doesn't work. No, it works. It just works differently than the people who sell their fancy law of attraction books want to make it out to be, because in truth, the law of attraction is a little bit more, let's say, not easy to work with as many would think, but it does have its benefits and rewards to doing it. So we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are, vibrating out to the universe. Now, of course, this comes into the whole hippy-dippy, mumbo-jumbo, pseudoscience, if you want to call it, whatever. I'm not here to have a debate on whether or not that stuff's true. It's true to me because I've experienced it. I had a near-death experience when I was young, transcendental meditation experiences with entheogenic plants, and I have seen enough in my life to know that the law of attraction is real and that things unfold on Earth and outside of Earth as well for a very purposeful reason. And again, coming back to the law of attraction and it being a means to attract what we are putting out to the universe, basically is tied into karma as well. So we basically plant seeds and we get fruits based on how much water, care, and attention we've been planting on those seeds. We basically, let's say, if within us is a lot of trauma around self-worth and self-esteem and not feeling good enough because maybe you were like compared to your brother who was supposedly smarter than you or whatever, and you just kind of gave up and grew a developed understanding that maybe I'm just not smart enough to have what I want and all that. And then that kind of becomes a self-fulfilling belief. And gosh, that could be something that would maybe attract a partner who may not feel like an ideal partner for you? Or why do, it's because maybe deep down, I don't really believe that I am deserving of a partner. This could be one example of why we attract a certain person. Let's say, let's go deep. We've all heard of like mommy issues and daddy issues, right? And sadly, there's just like a lot of jokes and meanness and basically just lack of understanding. Let's get there about what these things even mean. So, let's say a daddy issue can be attributed to the type of person who wants to attract a provider who provides everything for them, money, a house, whatever, a sense of stability and stuff, because maybe that's what makes them feel comfortable and safe from their childhood, because maybe they didn't have a dad like that, or maybe they did have a dad who was like that and they want that sense of familiarity, and they may keep attracting somebody like that, or maybe not like that. There's multiple angles that come into play, multiple elements into why we attract somebody. I also believe that we also not only attract what we are because it's something, deep-seated belief within us or a childhood trauma. It could also be what our soul would benefit and learn from. Ooh, I know that's a tricky one, because let's just get even deeper with this. What is a trigger, and what is, like a lot of times when we get into an attraction, a strong attraction to a relationship, and we get really drawn to somebody and we start like dating them and getting to know them. But it's not all peaches and cream, right? It's not all roses. Sometimes some really hard triggers and pain comes out. And these are the kind of triggers and patterns to pay attention to of, why do I keep attracting somebody like this or like that? What about it is kind of making you emotionally react? Maybe, I don't feel safe with this person because they're not providing me what my dad was providing me, and I kind of feel like they're inadequate. Okay, but maybe the reason that you're attracting that person is because maybe you're also meant to go out into the world and be a little bit more self-sustainable. Like, you can provide for yourself, and that can actually bring you a little bit more freedom and empowerment. Because sometimes our pain is so comfortable, and our triggers and our trauma and our history is so comfortable that even though it's not what our heart desires and our soul desires, it's just familiar. So, and a lot of times in that like daddy or mommy relationship issue too, you could flip that around. I'm not going to be one-sided about this. Maybe that kind of strong attraction to these things happening over and over again are actually part of why you might feel so disempowered or so low self-worth or so low self-esteem sometimes, because maybe you feel like that you couldn't on your own or without somebody actually doing it for you attract your dreams and manifest your dreams and have that dream career, or learn how to be a pianist or whatever you might feel, because maybe you're attracting something that's out of alignment of what you think you should have, because there's something to learn there. Now this, like I said, it comes with taking your triggers as a teacher. Main point right there. Very important point. Our annoyances, the things that hurt, the things that bring us pain, oftentimes, if we want to look at it from a different perspective, are here to teach us something about ourselves. Now that's if you're ready to go to the next level, honestly, because sometimes that initial pain makes us just want to get mad at them and project our anger at that person that we're attracted to, and how come they're not this and how come they're not that, and or at least not what I expected, because our mind thinks people should be like this and like that, or our ego rather, but for some reason your heart felt really drawn to them, your soul felt really drawn to them. Our mind is kind of looking for familiar things sometimes. Our ego, one characteristic of it is it likes familiar, it likes to replay the past. So if you recognize that, then you can recognize that there's importance to reassessing our triggers and our pain and our trauma from a different perspective. Like, wow, maybe I can learn from this. Maybe this is having to do with my self-worth issues and why I can't be a great pianist, and because I don't believe that I'm good enough, and I believe that I need somebody to take care of everything for me because I don't feel worthy enough. A lot of this stuff takes big soul searching. I really suggest meditation constantly, because meditation and having a journal writing practice, because if you're constantly meditating to clear your mind and be present with your feelings, and then writing down like what the, I guess, weather report of your mind and your feelings, giving like, checking in on your internal barometer, like, why do I feel this way today? Today I felt angry. I felt like my partner wasn't doing enough for me. Or if you record this stuff on a journal, you will see the patterns over and over again, and it will make more sense to you. And you're like, wow, I see the perspective. It's not just this person. I've done this before in another past relationship, and if I go further, I've seen this happen in my childhood. And I realized that, wow, I want to be empowered, maybe. And no, I don't have to be Mrs. Independent, but in this relationship, we could lean on each other. They don't have to just take care of everything for me. If I have the mommy or the daddy complex, maybe there's a lot that I can do for myself, and that will make me feel good about myself, and that will just make me feel good about life overall. And gosh, I learned this in my own life because I had the self-worth wounds of not feeling good enough and smart enough, and so on. So if you're soul searching with your meditation and your journal writing, or seeing a therapist, or doing some other form of shadow work or completion parts work, or whatever your methodology is, then you will see the pattern from multiple perspectives, and it will click. Wow, I keep attracting this person for this and that and the other reason. Here's what I can learn from this. So powerful. Learning and growing is so healthy. I think sometimes that we get so stuck in our identity that we don't think we need to learn or grow anymore. But what I've learned is that we're learning every day. Every day is mirroring back some opportunities to grow and level up as a human. Oh, and that's so awesome. If we see life as a series of slips and falls and ups and downs, and that's how it works, and we're meant to learn from the falls and from the pain and the struggle, then we will go far. The mentors that I have met that are living their dreams, happy, fulfilled mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and wealthy financially, have all been people that are always willing and ready to grow. They're always reading the next book. They have mentors. They have their own coaches. So a lot of this comes with dissolving the shame around growth. Like, no, it's not shameful to be hurt and in pain or depressed, or, not happy sometimes. Or it's so good to be real from our slips and falls and our pain and trauma, and learn from it, because that will bring us to new heights in life that we never thought were possible. So yeah, attraction is a funny one. Why do we attract the people and places and things that we keep attracting? A lot of it, in my view, has to do with a lot of the spiritual reasons why we're here on Earth. Our ancestors, our generational patterns and traumas, and kind of things that our ancestors were repeating over and over again. I feel like we're a new split off of that branch. And then to work through those things, and the people and places and things that we attract will bring out those kind of dynamics. Like communication, that wasn't something that I was very good at. I would repress my feelings, just stay quiet, and okay, well, I'm just going to do what my partner says to keep the peace. And I had to work through that one for a few years, and it was very challenging. Why do I keep attracting this state of powerlessness, Lewis, where I feel like I can't express my feelings? And it's because I feel like I'll be rejected for having a feeling, or for having my own point of view. It's because that's how it was when I was a kid. Okay, so now I can recognize I don't have to get mad at my partner or that person. I just need to communicate. And that's what I can do. So yeah, it's about growth. It's about our soul's journey, why we attract the people that we do. It's very, very deep why we attract the people the way that we do. And it's so funny how people just fantasize, society kind of tells you just to sexualize partnerships and all these surface things. Like, it's about having the best house on the block and the nicest car and taking the nicest vacations, and, like some false materialistic image of love, right? But it's such a deep spiritual reason why we attract the people that we do, for sure. And I, again, don't take my word as truth or law or whatever. Just, maybe take into account this perspective. If it vibes with you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. This is definitely what I've seen along my journey, though, and it aligns with my beliefs about the law of attraction, not because I read it in a book, because I've experienced it over and over again. And gosh, and I'm still open to keep on learning about this stuff. And I don't want to be in a place where I'm stuck repeating the same pattern and cycles again. And if I do find myself repeating these things again, then I'm gonna, because of my, understanding that there's a lot of things that I can learn from by doing so, then I'm gonna be open to it, open to the growth, open to the learning. Because sometimes these patterns also don't go away in a linear fashion. Sometimes we go for 3 months through this kind of dynamic, let's say it's about communication, and then we do pretty good and better about it. And then we move on to something else, like maybe it's about like competitive nature. Maybe you're somebody that has a lot of competitive nature inside of you because of the way that you were raised and stuff like that. And then maybe you'll come back to the communication dynamic again, but you'll be better at it by then. This stuff comes in cycles, so just think about it as a practice. They call it a spiritual practice for a reason. You want to practice these aspects. It's not always going to be perfect, but practice makes better for sure, and it gets you closer to, a smooth, natural state. Like now, communication is so natural for me, and it's not difficult at all. And I wouldn't be able to work with clients and have my business if it wasn't. So that's why I kept attracting those scenarios where communication was such a challenge and a blockage to me, because my soul knew that to get me to the next level, I needed to be a better communicator. So lessons, growth, our soul's journey is a lot to do with why we attract the people, places, and things that we do. My name's Lewis. It has been a pleasure. What are some kind of continued patterns that you have noticed that you attract, whether it's in a person or a place or scenario in life? Leave it in the comments below. Let's open up the discussion and have a space of support for one another. Again, if you like this video, please like it, share it around, subscribe to our channel. It helps a ton. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Higher self-integration with Lewis here. Peace.